This is the Sim Pit. I'm Ichi Hoyer from ACS Axpit, and welcome to today's edition of Assetto Corsa Competizione. It's the pre-beta release 3. We have Wednesday in the middle of November, and sadly though, Assetto Corsa, the release of this update, has been delayed by a good 2 hours, but nonetheless, finally we're there, and welcome to this episode of a stream right today. So, straight away, firing up the sim. Not too many delays coming up right now, as made sure this time Technics should work pretty much. So hey there David, hey there Sadus Gaming, welcome to today's edition of this Assetto Corsa Competizione. So we have a look. We now have a multiplayer, which is very basic, as far as I'm concerned, just a practice session, so nothing too big. So welcome to the face playable version of the Assetto Corsa Competizione multiplayer. Please note that this is a very early version which allows running practice sessions with your friends online. So I think you can only run with friends, or I'm not sure. The server list is highly personalized based on your preferences and rating record. So you can whatever I want to have right here. We go through that very quickly, because I can see this being a massive point where people are gonna raise question. Lorenzo, how you doing, buddy? Bato, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Howdy, James. So, whenever you look at the server list, you now see a highly personalized section and ranking. As a result, the first servers in the list should match your performance best and offer a good multiplayer experience. The page contains numbers of settings to adjust rankings according to your personal preference, split into 3 sections. So, weights. The ranking of how well a server matches your preference largely depends on how the major components are weighted. Here you can decide where is more or less important to you. If you, for example, raise the friends online weight even further, that servers with your friends being online right now will show up in the server list. Please note that weights are relative. Setting everything to 100% has the same effect as setting everything to 50% or even 0. Okay, so you have to some sort of there you go. Those weights need to be set in a in your current ranking. So that is most important, second important, third important, fourth important, fifth important. You then get preferences. In this group you will find settings that influence the servers be suggested. That is here. So you can disable the SA or the IRC ratings in the multiplayer sessions if you're just searching for some fun without pressure or consequences, so if you have contact and stuff. And well, this is the other thing, like would you like to see more Nürburgring, more Misano or more Paul Ricard? However, we just confirmed that I'm not going to go online. However, I'm going to jump quickly into the special event, do some little laps here in the new BMW around the Paul Ricard race circuit, put on the aggressive setup, do some little racing, and then we head straight over into a racing session. And I'm gonna fix that lighting issue because I'm sitting a bit into the dark. That sounds good, or looks good. So we press confirm, we take a setup and take an aggressive pre-setup. We want to make sure though that we do have the not too much of a rake and not too much of aerodynamical resistance, because we do have the very long straight without any further chicane in there like they were using in Formula 1. Now servers are overloaded, so KA Sim Racing, I'm not sure. I can understand people are humping the server right now. So Sadus, let's see whether other people also think the BMW GT3 is the best out here. Final turn, missed it. Oh James, you're welcome. Let's have a look how this racetrack is. I've raced here around Formula Sim Racing. and in F1 2017, 18 already. Oh, but this turn 1 is unbelievably sharp. So that was already an experience or an adventure into the off-track areas. So we're now looking for safety rating first of all in this time trial. I'm not sure whether it has to do with my field of view settings, but those corners feel a lot more tighter than I felt they were in real life. Turn 6, that should be flat out from here on. Oops. And we have the aggressive setup right now. That car is wiggling onto the back straight, and I think like this is a 25 seconds full throttle, everything straight, part of the track. Hey Terry, how you doing, buddy? Gamer Muscle, KA Sim Racing, or Jimmy Broadband, not sure if he's streaming that stuff at all. So anyway, we just try to get around the circuit and get used to it. I'd already like to say sorry about the graphics and about the low game quality, but otherwise I cannot even get 60 FPS out on the stream. Beyond that, I have to say, graphic-wise, they once again did a really good job. They have nice little details here on the curbs. As you can see them, the spots where they should be used, they are pretty dark, as you can see here on the exit. Oh, there you go. Yeah, this first turn is very sharp, very tight. I think it's way too tight. In Formula 1 you can take that turn with over 200 kph, and here you slow down to 130. That sounds a little bit too much off, to be honest. So we're gonna see whether the safety rating is gonna be counted fairly soon. So we're trying to keep the car under control on the track. Traction control is working nicely over the curb. Go. It's a little bit jumping and wriggling, but feels fine altogether. I think I said it last time, I need to really learn what the abbreviations mean. So CC is car control, TR is track, is it track awareness? If some of you guys may want to help me on that one, what those abbreviations of the ratings mean again, that would be very helpful. DJ Wolf, good morning to you there, to Australia, how are you doing, buddy? Actually I consider Assetto Corsa Competizione a really good sim, and between you and me guys, I can't really wait this sim to be finished and fully released and been out there for league service. The only sad thing about that game is it will be some GT3 stuff only, most probably, as it's the official Blancpain GT Sprint Series or Blancpain GT Series simulator. I think that is the only downside of that game. Thomas G, you made it. You made it when I am live, so welcome to the stream. Hope you're gonna enjoy it. There's the event leaderboard. We're just gonna turn 2 or 3 laps more and see whether we can improve. A little too fast around turn 1, messing up turn 2. I'm not sure whether the safety rating here in the time trial is going to be measured. I think that might only be measured in multiplayer when you are competing against other guys. Still learn a little bit off track though. I'm pretty sure we're ahead of our own lap time. Maybe we can take turn 7 flat this time. Not entirely, as we missed the apex. Hey Speed4 Sim Racer, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, I got the update of the game. Literally it was downloaded a good 20 minutes ago. TR is track competence, so track awareness. I do not know where the R is what the R is standing for, but that is of secondary importance right now. More important is that we get up the ratings, as they will be remeasured, I think, for every track and every car combination. Maybe I'm not entirely sure how this is done. Need to do some further research on it. Pretty sure that CC is car control. Actually, for some reason I got this turn 12 more right than I thought it would be. Oh yeah, CN is consistency, that's true. PC means pace. Okay, pace 0. That is not very satisfying, and with the lap time being red, that means that the time is invalidated once again. So minute 59.2. How about setting a valid lap time now? Would you guys be up for that? That looks well. So the CN consistency surely being a low rating right now, since I'm still learning to try find braking points and turning points and all that stuff. Once again, these GT cars do not really like too much of wheel input. As you can see, the car's been turned pretty easily with very low work on the wheel. That was a solid turn 7. Speed Force Sim Racer, I heard the multiplayer being up and running, but it's currently suffering some issues from being overloaded. Luca, my friend, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for joining. Nice tread braking into the corner, trying to do a better job on turn 11, 12 altogether. Nope. Off we slide again. Alright, I need at least one valid lap time to be able to leave that hot lapping event. That turn 12 is so sharp on the late apex. I'm not sure if this track is entirely right. I'm not ready though to go Google Maps and put the overlay over it right now. So, minute 57.7, still invalid though. Maybe we can still speed up things. TR rating should come up fairly soon as we're getting better lap by lap. As long as we do not do that stuff, despite that wasn't that big of an issue. And it comes down to lap time, turn 7. Finally found a way to do that flat out. I have no idea how my current lap is compared to the others, and I think as soon as this lap time gets invalidated, you're not going to get counted sectors as well. Okay, this car once again favors so much trail braking, and really good trail braking. You feel it in that turn 11. That turn 11 is a brilliant turn for learning how to trail brake. Also that turn 14 right here is as well. When you keep the brake operated and the weight dances on the front of the car, that is a very good way to really feel the weight being on the front and the grip being increased as we come across the line with a personal best.
This is me, your personal best.
157.2. Can we go quicker? Too quick for that turn 1, I assume. Having a trouble here on the exit. Lap time's already invalidated. Why would you say the car's better than the Lambo and the Bentley? Sound-wise, I have to say the Lambo and the Bentley both are better race cars on the sound point of view. Handling-wise, I have to admit that the Bentley and the Lambo, I haven't driven them lately, so I can't really make some good feedback on that. So with the PC being pace, rating is 97. That is not too bad, I guess. Oh, I hear you, Terry. Funnily enough, I also have only a good 4 hours on this sim. What a slide. Don't take that curb with the full car, you're gonna otherwise sit down on the curb and strand wide. Alright boys, final try. Now we're gonna see where we end up. Yeah, I can tell you that car really loves straight braking. I can assure you of that. Don't invalidate my lap time, thank you. We're a good 10th up. That turn 7 is going to be tricky now. Yep. Not full throttle, and now you can see what that means over the entire straight. So we're entering the straight with a 570 thousandths ahead of our personal best. Already down to 370 by the end of that straight. It's going to be surely down to 310, if at least 310. 320. Going to be stuck at 315. Lucky us. Let's try to go a little quicker through turn 10. Great, another 10th was found. Laid on the brakes, going wide into that corner to then go deep, carry speed. A little less of a wiggle than last time. Stay away from that curb until now. Just slightly touch it. Got us another 2/10, and if we can shape up for the final turns, that would be awesome. 9/10 ahead. Slow down for that final hairpin. And smash the throttle. A second quicker we go. The ratings are all increasing, which is fairly nice indeed. 156.1. Final try to improve something. There you go. Already ripped. That's about it from time trial here. Yeah, the turbo sound really is nice. I can agree with that. So right now we are looking into a 156.142. What this will be worth it, we're probably gonna find out fairly soon. Pits and setup, we're gonna save the current setup as a work in progress. So save new, just call it work in progress, and then we head over to a race weekend, meaning a little practice, a little qualifying, a 15-minute race. One race is gonna be used for checking how the pit stop works. So we quit out and check our wheel again for the settings, whether there is some new buttons to be set. Options, controls. So we do not have anything on the drive, nothing on the view. We don't care about the lighting system. Pit lane, ignition, start pit limiter. The pit limiter is extended input, no, usable. Hold on. Yep, that is set. Electronics. Next dash page, previous dash page. Those two settings are definitely new. Gonna put that like iRacing I did. User interface. Nothing to use here. Special shift button, we don't need that. Advanced input settings, I don't think there's anything new then. Drive, view, lighting, pit lane, ignition. That is ignition. That is the starter. Pit limiter is set. There is nothing that it says about the current how to dial in pit stops and stuff. So we're just gonna see single player event. We're gonna do a little sprint race weekend. We're gonna be in the BMW. We're gonna be around the Paul Ricard Circuit. Quickly start the session. So we have race length 2 times 15 minutes. AI ability is 95%, which is 5% below maximum. And we see whether we're gonna be demolished or not. We're loading our setup. So load, delete, load, work in progress. There we go. Options, we don't need that. We have drive.
Green light, go, go, go.
So I think there we go. Simply been back to racing. Is it just me, or is there a little less to no rubber at all? Does that mean there is now some kind of evolving tarmac? That would be fairly interesting to know, since as you can see right now on the curves, this black stuff is missing. The black markers of you touching the curve at that point. And I think we're gonna find out about a potential missing grid when looking at the lap times. Car sound is too high. Okay, Alexander. Let me quickly see. I have to pause the game real quick. Put down the audio a little. Thank you. Should be better now. Terry, that's a fairly interesting question. The general driving style you have for Assetto Corsa remains. So I feel, that I go wide in the first place. Joking. No, I feel that like an Assetto Corsa 1 already, no to less turn-in on the wheel actually benefits the handling of the car. And I also believe that you really feel that this game is based on the existing engine from Assetto Corsa. It is advanced. Assetto Corsa feels much more arcadey compared to Competizione. Which is not necessarily bad, obviously. It feels a little different compared to Race Room. This is the full opposite. In Race Room, You may even want to go mad on the steering and turn the wheel a lot to make the car turn. You don't want to have that here in the Assetto Corsa Competizione at all, so it's the very opposite. You roughly do not turn the wheel in order to make the car turn. You see it very much on my turning inputs. Not sure whether my wheel settings are wrong, but I really hardly do any inputs here in order to make them cars turn. Collision with 11, both cars receive a safety rating penalty, so thrust is 0.8, whatever that means. Slipstream onto Meadows, so before that we reached 280 kph at the very end of the straight. So slipstream is highly powerful, I have to admit. What I do not like is the cars blinking there in the background of my mirror. I'm not sure whether this is related to a build, whether this is a glitch. Also, I do have an old driver of the NVIDIA graphics card, where it clearly says it's advised to not run an outdated driver. Come on! Let that car by. It's so difficult. I mean, I can see some grey spots down there on the mini map, but I cannot really justify whether they are closely around or not. And then in the mirror they keep vanishing and suddenly reappearing. Hey Agnes. Hey Psychosozialleben, how you doing, buddy? Turn around. It might also be my wing setting that is causing the big difference in the top speed. So I want to see whether I can get into the slipstream of Bastion. See then how the car reacts. It could be my frame status. I'm looking at it right now. It's also the stream that is stuttering a bit. I need to see what kind of issue that could be. So here we go, slipstreaming 285 in the peak. I think I might be running a little too low downforce, because right now I cannot reproduce the grip they can do in those corners, and as you can see I'm more rally styling it around those corners. The car under control though. Can we have an attack into turn 1? Perhaps? I'm seemingly now pushing hard on the car, turning the wheel too much.
Well done, mate. Personal best.
The personal best puts me in 16th position. Let's see if we can sneak him up on the next straight. Because once again I'm pretty far away from him after that corner sector right here. And last time around it has been too far to really make a move into turn 10 and stay there for good. We're still over it, 1.5 seconds away from our personal best. slipstreaming to 85 to 86. Oh, he's keeping relentless there, and look at how that curb really hit me hard. My goodness me. So he has a lot of grip, mechanical wise, no other way to say it. But as you can see, I'm still learning and learning and learning as we put in at 155.9 even, which is P6 right now, and I'm now very much interested in what is the difference in slipstream really. So that means whatever we do around this cornery circuit now, or this cornery part of the circuit, we're gonna pull out of the slipstream and see what it does to our lap time delta. Whether we can bring that car out fairly balanced. Oh, of course we don't. So that will be bad for measurements, but you can already see the time should be climbing and climbing and climbing, and actually, yeah, the gap towards our personal best is still increasing. Right now, 280, that is our peak that we reach. It's just 5 to 6 kph at the end of the straight, which I think is pretty real, isn't it? Oh, that curve is killing me, for goodness me. Not into the barrier though. Alright, that brings us back to the pits and the setup, increasing the rake a little bit and increasing the wing. Mechanical grip. We do know that stiffening the wheel rates for some reason didn't help very much. A little more rake, a little more rear wing, and we see whether we can have some improved balance in the car. Yes, sadly it's the M6, not the M8 GTE. That would be a bad boy, isn't it? Yeah, the steering is extremely sensitive. I'm not sure whether this is related to some of my settings, which could fairly be the case. But as you can see, I mean, if I turn the wheel like that, that doesn't give me anything but understeer through those corners. Same here really, if I put too much on the wheel, the car simply understeers. There you go. So that is definitely not good for tyres or for your speed anyway. So we're now gonna have a look what the new aerodynamics mean for our top speed. Hey Marquise, how you doing, buddy? Frame rate's dropping a bit again, so we have 1 kph less top speed. Do we have a little more grip though? I kinda think so. Despite running wide here. So right now we're in 7th position. Well, it must be a bug that we're sitting in the Watson car and still the name of Watson's been displayed rather than your own one. I think that's not the purpose of this. Ah, Rodrigo, that actually makes sense. That could be well be the case. Let me see. Get the profiler up. 900. And now see me struggle a lot. Yeah, actually I have to turn the wheel now. But now to me it's too much. Oversteering I have to put in. Now I'm like over 900 degree nearly every turn. Not 900, over 160. To be honest, as I'm being used to the other right now, a lower steering rate or lower steering angle could actually be beneficial to the driving of the car, because the direction changes are going fairly quicker, especially when the car steps out. That should help a lot. No, Alexander, as you just have seen, it was 900. Yeah, but I believe in this game you can even set the in-game rotation like on R-Factor 2. Oh, this is bad, you know, all those sims got different philosophy on that occasion. And also the standing is gonna be right in your face, in that position at least. I agree with you guys, so the golden middle should be somewhere about right. So let's go with 550 and see how that suits us. That will at least be a little bit more sensitive. Have a little time down, but with the increased grip we should gain massively on our personal best around this part of the circuit. Good rail braking is required. Oh, so much torque. Got a good exit out of 7, and now you can compare to the top left where we have the Delta 620, 630, 640. This is now where the slipstream comes into play. 680, 720. How much quicker can we go around that turn? That's still valid. Oh, they did. They stopped counting the lap times. Alright, let's have a look whether we can somehow... Can we somehow box? Oh, that was changing. Okay, never had the off-board sound, so... I don't think there's possibility to ask for pit stop, so we see what happens as soon as we come back to the pits. Have to slow it down to 50. Back into the pits we are. Not sure if that is working in free practice anyway. As you can see, the checkered flag being waved. That's a fairly nice feature. I do not see my pit crew though. Tim Pit crew guys, where are you? Or is that little shadow over there the spot where I'm... Yes, it is. That is the pit box where I'm supposed to park. Press pause to end the session. Okay, so you're even gonna be pulled back into the garage. That was weird. So having a little look at times, you have sector times being shown here. Really nice. I do like that, to be honest. 32.1, we suffer a lot there. 32.0, we're quickest there by a mile. Apart from Mr. Engelhardt here. That is the only one I can see with a 32.0 in the middle sector. We lose a lot right there. That is our gap, 8/10. So we move on to the next session, which is I think another practice. Yes, indeed, it's a second practice anyway. Can you set the max steering lock in the setup? I will have a look about that, Agnes. Terry. So go ahead, play that R Factor 2 again. So we have a look, setup, going into the current setup there. That is about tires, electronics, nope. Fuel and strategy. Oh, we're massively overfueled, are we? Oh, fuel per lap, 5.13 liters per lap estimated. So that is fuel for 4 laps. How long will they? We almost need those 60 liters then. Mechanical grip, brake power, brake bias, steering ratio. There is a steering ratio, but that doesn't correlate too much with an actual degree setting. Probably needs to be translated. Emmanuel, you're very right about my lines. I think Sector 3 of Paul Ricard is one of the most difficult track sections in the world. So we try going out. We have new 15 minutes. Avoid contact, fight for positions, gain trust and avoid contacts. Okay, so that is target for that rating. What do you mean with more V-shaped? How do you mean by the style of the driving line I should take? Yeah, okay, I got you now. So I have a lot more rake. Now in the car, that should fairly increase our general grip. The question is, will it also increase the oversteeringness? Gonna find that out fairly soon, I guess. Let's see what we do reach top speed wise. In the slipstream, off the slipstream. Yeah, okay, Manuel. No, I know what you mean there. Wow, I cannot go that speed that the others can. Too quick into the corners never helps. So interestingly, you can already see the shape of the tires right there. Oh, it's way too much weight to travel now on the back. Okay. It can only become worse. Oh, stay in 6 to set. Oh lol. Okay, yeah, I gotcha. Whoopsie! I have a blue flag for what? Because I can't see nothing in the back of my mirrors. Was that a good sector 1? I think it was. Nine minutes 50 to go in this session. So we stay in 6th. Fair enough. No, not again. Sorry. There's too much right now. Pits and setup. Yeah, Emmanuel, I know what you're trying to tell or teach me. In that perspective, it's just I'm way too retired right now to keep reducing the speed, to just let the car do what it wants to do. That should give us a little more car stability now, while not taking away too much of the grip. Grip. Ow. Could well be Twiggy. We'll definitely try for qualifying. Now we keep trying to nail that turn 10. Not really. Missed that first apex. Got into a slide again. Just getting way too much speed into 11. Emmanuel, let me allow that one question. Are you part of the dev team by chance? Okay, I gonna sit here, listen and try to learn. Hey Twiggy, it's all fine. Thank you for joining. Emmanuel, I appreciate your support to the sim racing industry a lot. I get it done. I will get it done in the past 5 minutes. We'll get it right. Oh, I got that one entirely wrong. Yeah. Number 36 is your skin. I will take a look next time around. But I appreciate you being here and watching. And giving feedback, that helps a lot. Hey F1 Scott Golf, M6 is pretty nice to be honest. I would need to do some back-to-back tests with the Hurricane and the Bentley in order to give a detailed feedback on how the M6 really handles compared to the other cars. So to kind of balance of performance. I need to run this game more frequently though. That is something that becomes clear right now. Like I have 4 hours on that sim, and also thanks to the help of Emmanuel, obviously I'm learning like every second. Are you German or where are you from? I have to admit I'm not following the Blancpain GT series too closely, so I'm a little bit down on knowledge there. Oh, don't sit on that curb. Brake. No. Close. Still, lap times all over deleted again, and I fucked up 12. Oh, that is very user friendly to me, Emmanuel, thank you very much. Where exactly from Germany? So 156.2, still 3/10 to find somewhere. south of Munich. Okay, thank you. Rodrigo! Oh dear. I'm not sure if that would end well if you watch me driving right now. Yay, we didn't entirely fuck up 11-12.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
Still should be better. Emmanuel, it's very interesting that you say that, because your colleague Jan Seifert, actually, if I got him right, he mourns so much about R-Factor 2 and iRacing displaying the GT3 Mercedes as an oversteering beast, despite it's a front and mid-engine car, so it should understeer a lot like in real life. And if I got you right, you're saying the entire opposite. Like saying the Sims are not displaying how much of the beast, how much to control those cars are. Terry actually is not undercover. Apparently he is real, so to say. Ooh, okay, too far over that inside curb and rip. That is a lost chance on practicing that turn 11. A bit more. Third gear. Soft on the gas, keep it stable. Try another V-neck approach. In, out, too far away. Anyway, session is over. That means we box. Are we skipping qualifying or are we doing it? E5 right now. Could do it. Yeah, that is something very, very true. I think if I would have a better wheel right now, I could feel the gear shifts a lot better. So I'm pretty sure about that. That this game offers some very good stuff. So here's a bug, by the way, as you can see. There was still this. Not sure. There is still the pit box of mine. Not sure if that still should be displayed in that mode. I agree about traction control. Procedures Italian, and thank you for bringing up a little light in the darkness of undercover Emmanuel here. Joking. So anyway, drive. What is?
Give it all you can.
So that is actually qualifying. We give it a go, just to make this complete. And I think I might skip the second race or something. Thank you, Emmanuel. Other bugs. You may be able to tell me whether, if you look into my mirror right now, you can see that Mercedes, and it will vanish as soon as I put like another 10 meters between me and him. Probably not in that turn 5, turn 6 area, because the AI is stronger than me here. But now, as soon as we come towards the straight, it will soon vanish. There you go. Now that has vanished. I'm not sure whether this has something to do with my graphical settings. Or, let me see, view settings. White distance, that is just seat. Cancel. Quit. Options. I'm gonna quickly have a look. Video. Resolution scale 100 and type. This is sharpness. Opponent's visibility 30. I think it is meant 30 cars to be seen, so the car in the back should not disappear that quickly. If I would have 25 cars ahead, I would agree with it, but in that circumstances, the rear car should not disappear so quick in the back mirror, I think. Okay, thank you. So Emmanuel, what you're basically saying, GT3 Mercedes is not identical to a GT3 Mercedes if you compare, like... Are you talking about the SP classes? So GT3 is divided in SP 7, 8 and 9? Is it? So when we're speaking about 24-hour races, are there... I think there are GT3s in the SP7 class. Is it like that? I might be entirely wrong now. Does it make sense to let that AI buy? I don't think so. Yeah, Emmanuel, I also will have a look on my Instagram and Facebook pages whether I can give you a thumbs up. Surely people like you from the real racing world are missing in our communities. Sadly, some of the drivers in the real life really have this kind of what do the sim racer guys want here in our branch mentality. I see there's a change going on, but if you see about the mixed reactions on the DMSV announcement that sim racing is now owed to be an official discipline in German motorsports, you get that feeling that not everyone is too happy about our existence here, or takes us too serious. If you want to have a comment or have a reaction to that, feel free to do so. Of course, this was a bit spicy what I said. Okay. That is very interesting to know there, Emmanuel. Thank you for your feedback there on the VLN GT3 site. As we're trying to set good lap times. Turn 11 over the curve. Oh, that's really pulling you towards it. A little bit too wide. Other than that, I think that was a kind of okayish run through it. Okay. I didn't know that there is so much of a difference. I thought those GT3s are, as they are in the same performance class, identical to each other. What was it? 156.2. Second chance. Well, one could say at least you nearly hit what you can, what you'll be able to do. Where to find 2.5 tenths now? Oh, went too much over those curves. Yeah, I do like the sensitivity of the force feedback and the feel what you get from the wheel from it. That is really well done here in Assetto Corsa Competizione at that point. Wow, okay, that's impressive. Sorry about the FPS drops, they come every now and then. So 7/10 to find, not sure, can we do it? That was too wide. I'm not sure whether that time would count anyway, as it seems like we're in a single shot qualifying there. So, options? No. Can I somehow... If I skip, what happens? If I go to box, or go to the timetables. Back. Skip session. Let's see simply what happens. Let me just have a guess or have a look whether I can still change those things in the setup despite we're looking towards the race now, or whether we have are we on, why aren't we on safe preset? Current setup should be aggressive. Hold on, setup, loads. I hear you, Emmanuel. I hear you so much. I would love to have a little private talk to you. Maybe not after the stream, but in the upcoming days. There is lots of stuff I would love to know. So that could definitely be improved, that setup carries over from session to session. As if I'm now looking at the arrow, that is still like in the old version from beforehand. Tires are already pretty low pressurized, to be honest. Oh, thank you, Emmanuel. I will find you and contact you at some stage. Oh, for God's sake. Kidding, right? Note that. Yay! Alright. We're gonna shorten up the process a little bit by quickly restarting that game. We were 70 minutes into the sim. Did we restart it once? Can't remember. No, we didn't. So let's have a go back into the game. We shorten up things and we'll do a little quick race starting in the middle of the field. Go to the menu, single player, game modes. I'm gonna do a quick race. Make it 20 minutes then. Number of opponent 19s. We had opponent skill on 95. Aggressiveness set like this. Yep, there we go. We're gonna start. Let's gonna have some fun and go from the entire back. Confirm. Quick race. Now I have chance to see. Too bad. The number 36 is the number 36. Oh, there we are. Yay! I'm not gonna trying to put up a bad name on you now, but let me do that gig. I'm trying to replace you with honor and pride. Actually trying to make it fair and square. So, Plomper, we're expecting a rolling start. So interestingly, now I do have my real name here. But it would be fairly interesting to know what it's gonna be in the car then, because last time around in that little quick weekend we had the real driver's name. So it would be very interesting. Whoa. Oh damn. Loads. Okay, aggressive preset, aero, like this, we had mechanical grip, that, and that. I think that is sort of a glitch that the dumpers are so stiff. I'm not sure if that is entirely right though. Real quick calc, we have 20 minutes. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. 20 minutes, 60 seconds, 1,200 seconds. A lap is approximately 115 seconds. Make it 116. No, 115 is more safe. It's 10 laps. So we're gonna take fuel for 11 laps. 50. Okay, perfect. We can take that 60. Hey Cameron. Yeah, I do know about that, but I decided to go with 550 because it's more convenient on the actual steering right now. Here, we start the race.
Alright, this is a long race session. Watch out and remember that our target is P10. Repeat, position 10.
Now I have your name in game or in the gridding, so that is a little bit of a bug, I would say.
Green line, show them what you got.
Yeah, the AI beats your reaction time at any day. Oh, big crash there. Yeah, I actually made contact with someone. Let's see what is possible in a train of slipstream. Ooh, big lag spike. Yeah, the game is kinda hard on the CPU, to be honest. Not the CPU, the GPU. Nice Mercedes sound, as far as I can hear. There is no wheel on the Mercedes right now in the back of my mirror, before it vanished. Don't spin. Okay, that AI is doing weird stuff here. So I got another collision, as it seems. Need to drive a little bit more careful. Although I have to admit those AIs have pretty erratic driving movements. If you would ask me. So they are a little bit difficult to comprehend and anticipate. Yeah, cannot follow that Huracan as easily. Oh dear, yeah. No! I jinxed it. Oh dear. Alright, let me have a restart. I've learned a few things now and want to anticipate that a little better. Press confirm, check the setup once again. No, we don't want to load and save straight away. We want to check what the current setup is and look at it. Actually, that is the same as it has been set before the race starts, so that is good. So we start the race. Yo, Willie.
Here we go. Remember that the race is long. Our target is B10. Repeat, B10.
I'm not gonna do that racing all evening, so that is the one and only approach. If I keep crashing, I'll probably drop out. I just want to see how the safety rating is really measured. So, oh, contract. Fuck. Are they going so slow?
Green light, green light.
So I'm pretty sure that will give race control a reason to penalize me. Sorry guys, this is so laggy. I'd rather stay in the very back. Yeah, I very much share that opinion about those slow corners.
And remember, our target is B10. Repeat, B10.
I mean, what you have to say is, you know, if Kunos gets the help of real-life drivers that are really driving those cars, and they get the physics wrong, you have to either blame the drivers, of which I don't think is the right solution in that matter, or you have to blame Kunos not getting the sim to the expected level. Or is that laggy? So we're gonna sit in behind and simply wait for the field to be settled. Leave the space. At all the time you have to leave the space. Don't park on the apex, please. Thank you. Avoiding contact to that Audi left to us. Over aggressive. Lol, how did the AI catch that Mercedes spin-off? That was beyond physically possible. Okay, where are people there on the left-hand side? Collision with number 12. I didn't even feel anything. If I get another safety rating drop for that... Oh, he spun in front of me. What am I about to do? I do not know whether it is possible, but could you somehow take those events into consideration when calculating those safety ratings? Because basically I left enough room, and now the other guy simply spun. And that gives me zero chance of avoiding it. Trying to get past Cameron. Thank you, Thomas. A little bit off the line, there's a car beside, so we lose some space. Oh, another contact made, surely. Just waiting for race control to post something. What is made really good, despite a little bit surrealistic, is the red arrows to the left and right of the car when there is a car nearby. Since I'm a single screen driver, I'm not having VR right now, that gives me a good indication of where to look at or where to leave space. Despite, of course, we're talking about sim racing, this is nothing what you have in a real car. But I think it is a necessary feature in order to deliver competitive and clean racing. Thomas, you will laugh, but you know, as I'm a Formula 3 driving simulator reference driver, and I work with a Formula 3 driver together, I have done some setup work with him. And he was like, what is differential doing? I'm like, you're driving a Formula 3 car and you tell me that will end nasty. How well known. And you tell me you're not aware of what differential is doing in the car. And he was like, well, yeah. So I kind of guess as soon as race drivers do have some knowledge and some education in car physics, car vehicle developments, vehicle building, vehicle construction, as soon as they got some really good knowledge and education in that topic, they will be helpful for every race engineer, or every race engineer will be thankful for that education, since I think they can give a lot better feedback and also probably help telling the engineer what feels wrong. You know, when a car is oversteery, it can be oversteery due to aerodynamics or due to mechanical grip, but aerodynamical oversteer feels entirely different than mechanical oversteer, since the aerodynamical oversteer is usually being failed on high-speed corners, whereas the mechanical oversteers being felt in slow speed corners, so a driver can give more information about that. So we are currently sitting in P11. It's interesting that we were given the target of P10. So a safety rating, a trust safety rating of 46.7, is that something good or something really, really bad? Because I had some contact to be done. What does the BWP 2.4 mean? Some feedback on that topic will help. Okay, since the rating is now climbing, I expect it to be something good. Once you come towards the 100. Okay, fair enough, thank you. I'm not sure whether we're gaining on the front. It's 11 minutes to go. That means the stream will also end in another 15 minutes. And guys, if you haven't done already, and if you like such activity to keep going on that channel, make sure to hit that like button, share and subscribe, tell your friends, bring them in here, get some nice discussion, as I would like to thank Emmanuel very much for his openness and willingness to help. And obviously also for that insight and the background information, how the real racing world is working in some ways. That is surely very interesting for the community, and yeah, it gives you a real personal respect and personal credit from my point of view. Since I do know motorsports is like every bit of information might be just too much. So it's very nice to see a different point of view with from someone that actually is into racing a lot. So that's really good to see. Right, visually I think we're gaining, and as we have P10 as a target, we're going for it, trying to set personal best lap times. How can the last time be better than the best? Oh, it was invalid maybe. Okay, fair enough. Question answered. Behavioral warning points. Okay, Thomas, thank you so much. Hey Yuri, how you doing, buddy? So 8:50 to go. I'm pretty sure we're gaining time here on the car ahead. So we need to get our driving together. I think that looked like a kinda okayish turn 11. As we're about to set our personal best. Don't jinx it. across the line, come on. Yeah, I'm trying to go into the ESL qualifier, but I'm not giving it too much of an effort. 155.7, I think that is our overall personal best we've done that evening. Well, jury, you know, last time I came like 32nd or something, with 30 laps of running, and just as I came in the evening and I saw Pablo Lopez having over 120 laps turned in, once I entered the server, I was like, okay, if I put 130 laps in, I'm probably gonna be not far off the top 5 guys, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do so. Oops, that was a bit wide. Oh, the DRS shed, slipstream plays in F1 would be biblical here. Too fast. No, don't spin. Ow. That curve was hard. That's cost me so much time towards the guys in front. 1.5 seconds lost. Interestingly enough, turn 11, turn 12 was the section I got wrong continuously in FSR this year as well, as it was so difficult to get absolutely right lap by lap. Alright, Rodrigo, I'm focusing on the race now. Ow, 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 ow. Right, come on, 554. Come on, get your driving together. Rodrigo, you would not see me talk during an FSR race, I can tell you that. Don't spin. Too late on the brakes. Too hard on it. I'm overdriving the car badly now. To get back into the little softer rhythm that surely was faster. More feeling in the steering and the driver inputs. Car's just going to be fine. Two laps to go, maybe 3. Oh shit. Is it that Marco Wittmann, by the way, in that BMW? That DTM driver, just out of curiosity. Yuri, to be honest about the ESL competition, I do not even exactly know what I need to do lap time wise or position wise or whatnot. I think it is so, the problem is, since it is Spanish and hardly being translated into English and very bad promoted as well, It's kind of hard to get in touch with it. If you miss that apex, you just gonna be slow in that turn 10. Too much of a slide. Solid. Okay, we're on it. 2 minutes 30 to go. Let's see if we can do a dive into turn 1. Not with that exit. BMW versus BMW. Yeah, Thomas G, the behavior of pit speed infringements in sim racing is usually wrong. You have in R Factor 2, I think you have a 5 to 6 kph speed tolerance, which is simply wrong. Nice slipstream, come on. Oh, that's not gonna end well. What is Leonard doing, for God's sake? Thank you for touching, that gives me another minus on the safety rating. For some reason the sound of the gravel does not disappear. You can maybe hear it after I seem to be off track on that long back straight. I can hear this constant gravel scraping on the carcass of the car, on the chassis. Not sure if something broke or now it disappeared. So probably the tolerance about speeding is before you round it up to the next full kph or to the next full number on the digit before the comma. That's probably the tolerance.
Alright man, the leader is on the final lap. Give me the final push.
Okay, that means P6 still in reach. No, no. Oh, yeah, that is. I'm not even sure what the wheel is doing right now. So that is the price of a beta. So mostly rubber pieces. Yeah, so maybe I was just on, while being on the back straight, being off the racing line, I probably picked up too much rubber right there. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. So, guys, that's about it. That is the new episode of Assetto Corsa Competizione, so the beta release, beta access release 3, that's how it's called. You just got a Steam refund. Why that, Paul? Good Wine Racing, thank you. Well, guys, you need to still know this is a beta. So it is an unfinished game, and therefore it will have those glitches. Pretty sure. Okay, Paul. Probably you should report that to the Kunos guys. Since we're still in beta, we still have the chance as a community to do anything about it. So make sure to please report it. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button if you like the stream. Share and subscribe. Would love to see you back here on the streams. So yeah, Brandon is actually right. We're 6 months from release, so there's a lot of stuff still being able to be changed, still being able to be adapted. Special thanks to Emmanuel being here over a good hour, giving feedback, giving insight, giving so much additional information that makes this car, makes GT3 racing so much more understandable. Big shout out to you, Emmanuel. We'll catch up with you. We'll find you on Facebook or something. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is the Simpit. I'm Itchy Hoyer, and I'll see you guys out on the track.